or of fiscal sanity whatsoever. And right now, all this whole process needs is just two people that are going to, number one, be likable adults in the room and just show a contrast to what's happening. And if nothing else happens, that Democrats become a little more fiscally responsible, and if nothing else happens other than Republicans become a little more socially tolerant, then that's also a big win. But that is not why we're here. We're here to actually potentially win this. And all of us. Rand Paul. I get asked about it all the time. Why didn't Rand Paul succeed? Because he was a libertarian. He didn't succeed because he wasn't a libertarian. We know this, and we live it, and we breathe it. And again, credit to all of you. In my wildest dreams, I would not have believed that I could be doing this with Bill Weld as my vice presidential pick. We both recognize that this is a process. Never once have I said that I'm going to be the Libertarian nominee. That would presume arrogance. Look, it's something that needs to be earned. I value the process. Bill Weld understands the same thing. We hope to be the Libertarian nominees. If we are the Libertarian nominees, I think it's safe to promise that this will be the biggest thing that's ever happened to the Libertarians. I don't know but I give it up right now to my mentor when it comes to politics. When I became governor of New Mexico, I wanted to grow up to be Bill Weld. Bill Weld set the bar. Bill Weld has always declared himself as a libertarian/Republican. I can think of no better candidate. We had a list of people that we were hoping might consider to be the VP, and then there was Bill Weld, and he's the one that called back and said, "Sure, let's talk." I girded myself to give the best sales pitch that I would ever have delivered in my entire life, and not a word of the sales pitch was needed. He was on board right away. Please, make me the nominee. Please, make Bill Weld the nominee, and I promise you that we'll all make this happen. You've worked so hard. Thank you, Bill Weld.
Back in the 90s, we had not only fiscal conservatism and, going right for the hoop rather than dribbling around the court in common, but a great and tremendous love for the outdoors, which I think at the end of the day relaxes both of us as it gives us a context, and I hope that will come through in the western states as we campaign there, hopefully later this year. But I love everything about this year, and I will never cease being grateful to Gary for that call a couple of weeks ago, and he's right. There were no preliminaries. We had a meeting of the minds instantly, and what I love most about this year is that the path to victory is not winding. The path to victory leads entirely through telling the truth, and that's always easier. Parties spinning narratives. Well, guess what? Voters aren't stupid, and I do think they know the difference between words spoken from the heart and someone who's spinning a narrative. And we have the advantage of being able to say, we're here, frankly, ladies and gentlemen, because we don't agree with either party. The Republicans are very socially conservative and want to manage your personal lives. And the Democrats are very economically liberal and want to manage your pocketbook. And we don't agree with either of those things. We're economically conservative and we're socially progressive. How about you? You know, not so long ago, I've been brainwashed into thinking by the party intelligentsia in Washington that mix of policy positions was just in the Northeast. They say, oh, of course, well, you know, you live in Boston, New York, and Washington. Of course, all your friends say that. I say, well, a lot of them moved from Minnesota. They say, no, they're still Northeast. That view prevails only in the Northeast. Well, now the national polls are putting that view between 40% and 55% nationwide. That's a pretty good start to operate on. So, you know, Gary and I don't have to wave the bloody shirt. We don't have to be anti-anybody. I do think we need to speak truth to power. And there's a lot of embedded power in each of the national parties. And they'll put up a slot machine for what they want to sell. Like why, you know, having the government tell you whether you can have an abortion is a good idea. Why having the government tell you you cannot marry your partner if you're gay or lesbian is a good idea. It just, that dog won't hunt today. I mean, the Democrats have a slot machine. Why it's good to, you know, raise spending by another 25%, or worse, enact Senator Sanders' 18 trillion with a T spending plan. Do you have any idea how much that would hollow out our economy? So the path is clear, it's pretty straight. I'm so grateful to all of you for being here, to Gary for having given me the chance, and I think we've got a real good shot at, let me just say at the end of the end statement, making this very interesting. Thank you so much.
All right, we're going, who the crap is this person standing up here? I've never seen her face in my life. My name is Suzanne Millay, principal and founder of Dad Measles. Yes, Dad Measles